Hi everyone, this is Caly with craftingcaly.wordpress.com. So today I have a really simple card. I'm actually a part of the Live Love Cards community, and this month's challenge is white space. So I decided I would make a simple fall card using these Lawn Fawn small stitched leaves. You can see there above that there are larger size sleeves. I just happen to have both. And I'm using the Simon Says stamp stitched rectangles to cut out the layer piece for my card here. It's going to be a side open card. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out, and then I'll also cut out the leaves and start coloring those. I'm going to be using some distress inks and water to kind of give it a blotchy, leafy look. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. I ran these through my die cut and a few of them got stuck, so I am just pushing them out with my Stampin' Up! Piercing tool. So I've got some distress ink cubes here that I'm going to just squash onto my craft mat where I am deciding to work. I should have used my white laminated paper, so I could see the colors better, but I completely forgot about it until it was too late. So you see here I have fired brick, spiced marmalade, wild honey, and some scattered straw, and I'm adding some water to that. And once I'm done doing that, go ahead and take my little cutouts and just kind of dab them and try to pick up ink wherever I think I want them. It's kind of a play process. It's never perfect, obviously, when you drop your piece into the color, and you never know what you're going to get. So with the largest leaf, I try to pick up the red on the outer edges. I kind of wanted this leaf to be the most dynamic of all of them. So you'll see here that it's the reddest, and it kind of just looks really, really cool. So I'm going to do that with all of my leaves, and then just set them aside to dry. And just to let you know, I didn't use watercolor paper on these, so I was especially careful not to try to grab too much water because of the saturation. And I have here the For All Things Stampin' Up set, and I just wanted to use the sentiment Hello Fall. So for the background, I'm going to use some bundled sage distress ink to kind of add a little bit color to the background. So it's hard when you don't pull the color in from the edge of the paper, so you just have to be really careful and use a really light hand to kind of blend all that color out so that you're not getting the edges where you don't want the color. And as these leaves dried, the colors were less intense, so I thought I would go back with the fired brick distress ink, the red one, and just add a little bit of intensity to the edges of these leaves. And they do look a little bit more realistic, so I'm happy that I did that. So here I am adding a little bit of more green space to my layer piece. I'll just dab that on really quickly, and I'll lay out all of my leaves to see where I want them. And then I'll glue them down with some Tombow liquid adhesive. I just grabbed that one. It's a great adhesive to use if you don't want to use multimedia matte, which is kind of unnecessary for a project like this. I like to reserve my multimedia matte for smaller things like sequins and embellishments. So I decided to pull out my Misty as well to stamp on this sentiment because I didn't want to mess it up after all of that coloring was done, and I had already glued down my leaves. So I removed the sponge, the foam backing from the Misty because my stamp already has some foam on it. So I did have to stamp it twice, so I'm really glad I used my Misty. So once I'm done doing that, I could have stopped there, but I decided to add some shimmer. I'm using my Stella Gold pen for the very first time, so I just wanted to show you quickly here how you get started with that. You have to remove that black pen, and then the black ring, I'm sorry, and once you do that, it activates the pigment, and so you kind of have to shake it and push it a couple of times, and there I'm really glad that the droplets didn't fall on my card. So I'm using some of the pigment from the droplets that fell on my craft mat to add these to my leaves. Now I didn't like that it was adding color, it was changing the look of the leaves on my card. So after I colored these first two, I went ahead and used a clear Stella to add some shimmer to the rest of the leaves. And then I'll go ahead and prepare my card base, which is going to be a side folding card. So I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And then I'll just go ahead and adhere it straight to my card using some ATG adhesive. I hope you've liked this card. It was very simple and easy to do. I think it took me 30 minutes from start to finish. And I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, this is for the Live Love Cards Community October Challenge. So head on over there and subscribe if you want to be a part of that community. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.